Welcome back to the channel. You won't believe what a single penny could be worth. Today, we're diving into one of the most mind-blowing stories in numismatic history, the tale of the 1985 1-cent coin that shocked collectors, historians, and even the US Mint itself. Valued at an astonishing $21 million, this unassuming little coin carries a story that spans decades, involves lost prototypes, private collectors, government interventions, and an unexpected twist no one saw coming. Buckle up, because this isn't just about a coin, this is about how one piece of copper turned lives upside down. It all began in the quiet suburbs of Syracuse, New York. Back in 2006, an old man named Harold Minter was cleaning out his late brother's home. His brother, Thomas Minter, had been somewhat of a recluse, a quiet man who never married and rarely spoke of his past. Among stacks of newspapers, unopened mail, and dusty shelves of mystery novels, Harold stumbled upon a small wooden box, nothing fancy, just plain cedar with a metal latch. It was buried beneath a pile of car magazines from the 1970s. When he opened it, inside were a few trinkets, old military medals, and a sealed plastic coin holder that held what appeared to be a standard 1985 Lincoln cent. Harold didn't think much of it at first. The coin didn't seem out of the ordinary. It wasn't shiny, nor did it look particularly rare. But the way it was sealed and labeled made him pause. Written in faded ink on a small note inside the holder were the words, "Prototype 1985, RB alloy, internal only." Now, Harold didn't know anything about coins. But the word prototype got his attention. He took the coin to a local coin shop out of curiosity. The owner, a man named Dennis Harrow, examined it under a magnifying glass and immediately turned pale. He told Harold to sit down. What he had wasn't just rare, it was something Dennis had only heard about in whispers at national coin conventions. The story goes back to the early 1980s. The US Mint had been experimenting with different compositions for the penny due to rising copper prices. In 1982, the official switch was made from copper to a primarily zinc composition with a thin copper coating. However, rumors persisted that the Mint continued to play around with alternative alloys through the mid-80s. One such rumored alloy was an experimental RB composite, short for red bronze, an alloy with trace elements designed for longevity and luster. These coins were never released to the public, and most records of them were destroyed or buried in classified internal memos. Dennis knew right away this coin might be one of those experimental pieces. He advised Harold to get it authenticated by PCGS, the professional coin grading service. Harold, still skeptical, mailed the coin off and waited. A few weeks later, he received a call from the head of the grading division at PCGS himself. They had never seen anything quite like it. Not only was it genuine, but metallurgical tests confirmed it was made of an unknown bronze composite with unique properties. The strike quality, die alignment, and microscopic details indicated it was pressed with a prototype die that had never been used for regular circulation coins. Word spread quickly. News outlets started picking up the story. Coin collectors across the country were fascinated. But it wasn't until a mysterious billionaire collector from Dubai put in an anonymous $1.2 million offer that things really began to escalate. Harold refused the offer. He wanted to understand what he had before letting it go. As the coin gained attention, it attracted another kind of interest, federal interest. A few weeks later, Harold received a notice from the U.S. Department of the Treasury requesting the coin for further analysis. They claimed it may have been stolen or improperly removed from government facilities. Harold, confused and now increasingly wary, hired an attorney. This is where things get interesting. His attorney, Victoria Ng, had once worked on cases involving art repatriation and had experience dealing with federal seizures. She advised Harold not to surrender the coin without a legal fight. After several back-and-forths, Victoria filed a motion to declare the coin private property under the finders keepers doctrine, arguing that the U.S. Mint had abandoned the prototype and had no record of its existence in public archives. The government fought back. A lawsuit was filed in federal court. The case, United States versus Minter, dragged on for months. Meanwhile, the coin community was buzzing. Articles were written, theories were proposed. Some speculated that the coin was part of a batch meant to test international minting contracts. Others believed it was a one-off, minted late at night by a rogue employee who had a vision of creating the perfect penny. During the trial, the mint sent experts to testify. They confirmed the coin's metallurgical uniqueness and admitted, under oath, that internal experiments had indeed occurred in 1985 using alloys that were never meant to be documented officially. The admission changed everything. Harold's defense argued that because the government had disavowed the coin's existence and never documented its destruction, and because Thomas Minter had never been employed by the mint, possession could not be proven illegal. Then came the real kicker. Harold's lawyer uncovered a letter from 1986 between a retired metallurgist and a private collector referencing a singular RB alloy Lincoln that had gone missing during a private evaluation in Philadelphia. The jury ruled in Harold's favor. The coin was officially declared private property. That same night, the bidding war began. Within hours of the verdict, international collectors began placing offers. A Swiss numismatics firm offered $6 million. An anonymous phone bidder from Tokyo upped it to $9.4 million. By the end of the week, an American tech mogul, rumored to be a major coin collector, won the auction with a staggering $21 million bid. Harold, now in his late 70s, was suddenly one of the wealthiest men in upstate New York. But he didn't move to a mansion or buy flashy cars. He gave half the proceeds to charity, opened a community center in his brother's name, and lived the rest of his life quietly in the same house he had always lived. As for the coin, it disappeared from public view. Rumor has it that it sits in a temperature-controlled vault in San Francisco, insured for $25 million. The owner has never been officially identified, but whispers in coin circles suggest it's now part of a private collection that includes other ultra-rare coins like the 1933 Double Eagle and the 1943 Copper Penny. The story of the 1985 1-cent coin didn't just make headlines, it reignited interest in hidden numismatic treasures. Suddenly, everyone was going through their change jars, scouring eBay, and attending local coin shows hoping for a miracle find. The American Numismatic Association reported a 300% increase in membership in the year following the case. Collectors began to suspect there might be more out there, other experimental coins that were accidentally or quietly released into circulation. The mint never confirmed how many RB alloy prototypes were produced, but insiders have hinted there may have been a dozen or more created as part of a testing batch. One such rumor came from a retired mint employee who claimed that in the summer of 1985, a shipment of test coins was sent to a third-party vendor for finish analysis. According to him, a clerical error caused one box of coins to be misrouted and eventually lost. No formal investigation was ever launched, and the incident was buried under layers of bureaucracy. Could Harold's coin have been one from that shipment? No one knows for sure. But the possibility keeps collectors dreaming. And then came another twist. 2 years after the auction, another 1985 cent surfaced. This one was found by a 16-year-old boy in Ohio who had been inspired by Harold's story. He bought a roll of pennies from a local bank and discovered an odd-colored cent that looked shinier than the rest. He sent it off to be graded, and the results were shocking. It wasn't the same alloy as Harold's coin, but it was another experimental strike from the same year, made of a different composite that the mint had never officially acknowledged. This coin sold for $4.60 million. Suddenly, 1985 was a year of legend in the coin world. Harold Minter passed away peacefully in 2018, but his story lived on. Every major coin convention features a seminar on the 1985 cent, and his name is remembered as the man who unknowingly stumbled upon a coin that changed everything. So, the next time you see a penny lying on the ground, think twice before you walk past it. That simple coin might hold more history and value than you can imagine. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this incredible true story, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more unbelievable coin tales, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a hidden gem from history.